Our age. The next morning, when I woke up, Rohan and Arman were sleeping awkwardly. Which made me laugh when I saw it. They were both sleeping on top of each other. I woke them both up. But before that, I took a picture of both of them, so that I can enjoy them. After getting ready, I, Rohan and Arman went to the restaurant to have breakfast. After having breakfast, Rohan and Arman went to their home. After they left, I got into my work. There was no such heavy work. Then the rain started. The rainy season was so pleasant that you watch out the window all day. The weather becomes more pleasant after the cloud is cleared. Going online every day and talking to Ambika for hours, that two headless things, which had no meaning. It was happening every day. At first, I thought she'd feel bad about what I was saying. But she was enjoying everything I said. It was then that Ambika asked me my age. Now so many things had happened in jest, so how could you let this go without a joke? I replied to her that I was only 70 years old. She quickly wrote okay in reply. Seeing which, I understood that she was not in the mood for fun. A little later, her message came in. After reading which, I couldn't stop laughing. I thought you would be at least 2,500 to 3,000 years old. This message made me believe again that Ambika is interested in talking to me. I also hit a 4 on the spot and said, "You're right, you think so?" Her reply was coming late. Maybe she was in some work. Just then came her message, which read, "I am older than you. I am 5,000 years old," and with him 10 to 15 smiley emojis. The funny thing was that we had a laugh with each other like this. Something was going to take a new turn. I was just afraid that somewhere my joke would not harm her. She doesn't expect anything because of my words. Otherwise, going forward, she will suffer and so will I. Due to heavy rainfall, the entire city was flooded. It was of no use to be out of town. There was also water around the hotel. It was good that the forest started in front of the hotel. So the water quickly flowed into the forest. Because of the rain, there was mud everywhere. There was mud everywhere in the entire hotel as well. Before I wasn't even finished, my mom scolded me and said, "Never come home. Whenever I ask to come home, you avoid it. Sometimes you've listened to your mother. How many days have you been, have you met? Don't you want to meet us?" I listened quietly to my mom. Because by answering her, I didn't want to break her hearts. After disconnecting her phone, I went into my room. My mom was right, but I didn't want to get out of my past life. That's when I got a call from the reception. When I picked up the phone, he said to meet me, "Mohit has come." Hearing Mohit's name, I was frozen for a while. He is my friend. Even though we didn't know each other since childhood nor were we together in college. When I met Mohit for the first time, he was eating ice cream with her. The way he was actually eating ice cream, after that day, I stopped eating ice cream. To meet Mohit, I came down. When I reached downstairs, Mohit was sitting on the sofa reading the magazine. I slowly headed towards him. He was busy reading the magazine. He didn't even notice that I was in front of him. As soon as he saw me in front of him, he immediately stood up and hugged me. Mohit hugged me so tightly that I started having trouble breathing. I freed myself from his arms. Mohit was a bodybuilder, so his tight hug was equivalent to taking out his life. We both sat there and talked. We sat down and had coffee, because we didn't like tea. Mohit was a strange kind of man. His cup of coffee in one hand, magazine in the other, and the whole focus was on talking to me. A long time later, I met him, so I sat quietly for a while. As soon as the dam of my patience broke, I snatched the magazine from his hand and said, "If you have come to talk to me, talk to me. Why are you in this magazine?" Mohit saw me making a strange mouth. I said, "Have you come to see me, or have you come so far to read this magazine?" Hearing this, Mohit got into thought. I don't understand what he's thinking. What are you thinking? Are you missing something? Yes, I'm remembering whether I came to meet you or came for this magazine. Hearing this, I made a roll of magazine and started beating him. Mohit laughed and said, "Useless, I have come to meet you. I have come here a little for magazine, it is also found in Punjab." I sat back on the sofa and asked him how our uncles and aunts. Mohit corrected his shirt and said, "They are absolutely fine. You tell me." I stole my eyes and said they were okay too. I hadn't met him for 4 to 5 months. We just have a conversation on the phone.